Gentlemen, welcome to another transformative episode on the official Sigma Male channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most defining characteristics that separates true Sigma males from the rest of society: unwavering commitment to their word. If you've ever wondered what makes a Sigma's promise more valuable than gold, or why, when a Sigma speaks, the entire room falls silent with respect, then this video will revolutionize your understanding of authentic masculine power. The title says it all. If Sigma says something, believe me, he will never go back on it. This isn't just about keeping promises. It's about the psychological warfare of reliability, the strategic advantage of being unbreakably consistent, and the magnetic force that draws people toward men who mean exactly what they say. In a world where words have lost their weight, where commitments are broken as easily as they're made, the Sigma male stands as an immovable fortress of integrity. What you're about to discover will challenge everything you think you know about influence, respect, and personal power. We'll explore the neuroscience behind why reliability creates such profound psychological impact, examine real-world case studies of Sigma males whose word became their ultimate weapon, and provide you with a complete blueprint for transforming your own commitment patterns into an unstoppable force of personal magnetism. But here's what makes this content truly special. We're not just talking theory. Every insight you'll gain today comes from years of studying the most successful, respected, and influential men across industries, cultures, and historical periods. These are the men who built empires not through manipulation or empty charisma, but through the sheer gravitational pull of absolute reliability. Before we begin this journey, I want you to ask yourself a critical question. When you give your word, do people feel complete certainty that it will be honored? Or do they hedge their bets, make backup plans, and secretly wonder if you'll follow through? Your honest answer to this question will determine how much this video can transform your life. If you're ready to unlock the psychological secrets that turn your word into your most powerful asset, then make sure to subscribe to Official Sigma Male right now. We're building a community of men who understand that true power comes not from what you say, but from the absolute certainty others have that you'll do exactly what you promised. Hit that notification bell because the strategies we share here aren't available anywhere else, and missing even one episode could mean missing the key that unlocks your next level of influence and respect. 1. The psychology of unbreakable promises. The human brain is wired to predict patterns, and when a Sigma male consistently delivers on his word, he creates a neurological pathway in others' minds that associates his name with absolute certainty. This isn't just about being reliable, it's about understanding the deep psychological mechanisms that govern trust, influence, and social hierarchy. When you make a promise and keep it, you're not just completing a task. You're depositing into what psychologists call the trust bank account that exists in every relationship. But here's where Sigma males differ from ordinary men. They understand that this account operates on compound interest. Each kept promise doesn't just maintain trust, it exponentially increases it. The average person makes approximately 300 micro-promises per day. I'll call you back. I'll be there at 8. I'll handle that project. Most people keep roughly 60 to 70% of these commitments, creating a constant state of uncertainty in their relationships. The Sigma male operates at 98–99% consistency, and that small percentage difference creates a massive psychological advantage. Neuroscience reveals that when someone consistently keeps their word, the brain begins to release dopamine, not just when they deliver, but when they make the promise. This means people literally feel good just hearing a reliable person commit to something. You become associated with positive emotions before you even take action. Consider the case of Marcus, a real estate developer who built a billion-dollar empire solely through the power of his word. In an industry notorious for broken promises and shifting timelines, Marcus made it his signature to underpromise and overdeliver on every commitment. When he told investors a project would be completed in 18 months, it was finished in 16. When he promised a 12% return, investors received 15%. The psychological impact was profound. Investors began associating Marcus's name with certainty in an uncertain market. They didn't just trust him, they felt neurologically rewarded by the reliability. This created a waiting list of people eager to invest with him, giving him access to capital that his competitors couldn't match. But here's the deeper psychology. When you consistently keep your word, you're not just building trust with others. You're rewiring your own brain for success. Each kept promise strengthens the neural pathways associated with follow-through, discipline, and integrity. You literally become more capable of achieving your goals through the simple act of honoring your commitments. The Sigma male understands that every promise is a test of character that others are watching. When you say you'll arrive at 3 p.m. and you arrive at 2:55, you're demonstrating that your word is more valuable than convenience. When you commit to a difficult project and deliver exceptional results despite obstacles, you're proving that your promises transcend circumstances. This creates what I call the reliability gravity. People are naturally drawn to those they can count on absolutely. In leadership, business, relationships, and life, the person whose word is unbreakable becomes the center around which others orbit. They become the go-to person, the trusted advisor, the leader others follow without question. The most successful Sigma males treat their word like a sacred contract. They understand that once spoken, a promise becomes part of their identity. Breaking it isn't just disappointing someone else, it's fracturing their own sense of self. This internal integrity creates an unshakable foundation for all external success. Research shows that people will pay up to 25% more to work with someone they consider absolutely reliable. They'll recommend them more frequently, trust them with bigger opportunities, and remain loyal even when competitors offer seemingly better deals. The psychology of unbreakable promises isn't just about character. It's about creating sustainable competitive advantage through trust. 2. Strategic silence before commitment. The moment between hearing a request and responding with your answer is where Sigma males demonstrate their true mastery. While ordinary men rush to say yes to gain approval or no to avoid conflict, the Sigma male understands that strategic silence before commitment is his most powerful tool for maintaining unbreakable integrity. This pause isn't hesitation, it's calculation. In those seconds of silence, a true Sigma male is running a complete analysis. Do I have the resources? Do I have the time? Does this align with my priorities? Can I deliver at the level of excellence that maintains my reputation? Most importantly, am I making this commitment for the right reasons? The psychology behind this strategic pause is profound. When someone asks you for a commitment and you immediately respond, you're operating from the limbic brain, the emotional reactive part that seeks immediate social harmony. But when you pause, you engage the prefrontal cortex, the analytical center that makes decisions based on logic, capacity, and long-term consequences. Consider James, a management consultant who transformed his career by implementing the 24-hour rule. Whenever someone requested a commitment from him, he would respond, "Let me review my capacity and get back to you tomorrow." This simple phrase accomplished three things. It showed respect for the request by giving it serious consideration. It demonstrated that his commitments were valuable and carefully considered, and it gave him time to evaluate whether he could deliver at his standard of excellence. The results were extraordinary. Clients began to view James's agreements as more valuable because they knew he didn't commit lightly. When he said yes, they had absolute confidence in the outcome. When he said no, they respected his honesty and often returned with better structured proposals. His reputation for thoughtful, reliable commitments made him the most sought-after consultant in his field. The strategic silence serves multiple purposes. First, it filters out requests that aren't truly important. Many people make requests impulsively, and when you don't respond immediately, they often realize the request wasn't necessary. This saves you from committing to tasks that would have been forgotten or become irrelevant. Second, it demonstrates that your word has weight. When commitments are given instantly, they feel cheap. When they're given after careful consideration, they carry the gravitas of a serious decision. People intuitively understand that something carefully considered is more likely to be honored. Third, it gives you time to structure your commitment optimally. Instead of agreeing to unclear terms, you can respond with specific conditions, timelines, and expectations. I can handle that project, and I'll have it completed by Friday at 2 p.m. with the analysis in Excel format and a summary presentation. This level of specificity makes success more likely and demonstrates professional mastery. The Sigma male also uses strategic silence to avoid the trap of people-pleasing commitments. When someone makes a request, social pressure often pushes us toward automatic agreement. The pause breaks this psychological momentum and allows you to evaluate whether the commitment serves your true priorities or just your desire to be liked. Advanced practitioners of strategic silence develop what I call commitment criteria, specific standards that any request must meet before they'll agree. These might include: does this align with my core goals? Do I have the bandwidth to excel, not just complete it? Is this person someone whose success contributes to my mission? Will this commitment enhance or detract from my other priorities? The most sophisticated Sigma males use strategic silence not just to evaluate requests, but to shape them. When someone makes a vague request, the pause allows you to respond with clarifying questions that help define the commitment more precisely. When you say you need help with the project, are you looking for strategic input, hands-on execution, or both? What's your timeline, and what does success look like? This approach transforms you from someone who reacts to requests into someone who shapes them. People begin to approach you more thoughtfully because they know you'll ask the hard questions they should have considered themselves. Your strategic silence becomes a filter that attracts higher quality opportunities and relationships. The silence also builds anticipation and value around your response. When people know you don't commit carelessly, they wait for your answer with genuine interest. Your yes becomes a prize to be won, not a foregone conclusion to be assumed. 3. The compound effect of consistency. Every kept promise multiplies your reputation exponentially. Like compound interest, each consistent action builds upon previous actions, creating trust that grows beyond the sum of its parts. The difference between 90% and 99% reliability isn't 9% better results. It's the difference between dependable and irreplaceable. Sarah, a project manager, implemented the perfect month challenge, keeping every single promise for 30 days, no matter how small. She arrived exactly when promised, delivered every report on time, followed up within specified timeframes. By day 10, colleagues noticed her reliability. By day 20, she was included in higher-level meetings. By day 30, she had 2 promotion offers and a 40% salary increase. The compound effect operates on 3 levels. Surface-level consistency involves keeping obvious commitments. Mid-level consistency extends to behavioral patterns, being the same person in different contexts. Deep-level consistency aligns values, words, and actions across all life areas. This rare alignment creates magnetic trust. Network effects accelerate the compound. When you consistently deliver, people don't just trust you more. They stake their reputation on yours. They actively seek you out, bring opportunities before they're public, and negotiate terms in your favor because complete reliability is worth premium pricing. The biological basis lies in neural pathways. Each kept promise strengthens brain associations between your identity and reliability. Mirror neurons cause others to literally mirror your consistency when working with you. Your standards raise everyone's standards in your network. Advanced practitioners track consistency meticulously through promise logs, records of every commitment made and kept. This isn't perfectionism, it's data-driven reputation building. The compound effect works in reverse, too. One broken promise can subtract from years of built trust, which is why Sigma males are so careful about commitments. 4. When breaking your word destroys everything. A broken promise can erase years of carefully built trust instantly. The human brain's negativity bias weighs negative experiences 5 times more heavily than positive ones. One broken promise psychologically erases 5 kept promises, creating catastrophic vulnerability for reliability-based reputations. Michael, a financial advisor, spent 12 years never missing deadlines or failing to deliver promised analysis. During a busy period, he let one deadline slip from Friday to Tuesday. The client's response was devastating. For 12 years, when you told me something would happen, it happened. Now I don't know which Michael I'm talking to. I can't afford to find out. The client withdrew $2.3 million and referred others away. Broken promises create cognitive dissonance. When someone perfectly reliable suddenly isn't, it forces people to reconstruct their entire understanding of that person. Since brains resist this discomfort, they often choose the simpler path, assuming unreliability was always hidden beneath a facade. The cascade effect amplifies damage exponentially. In our connected world, reputation travels at digital speed. A broken promise becomes a story shared with networks, potentially reaching thousands within days. The most devastating damage is internal identity fracture. When your sense of self is built on absolute reliability, failing creates an internal crisis beyond regret. This often leads to moral licensing, believing one mistake gives permission to lower standards. The thinking becomes, I've broken my perfect record, so other broken promises matter less. This spiral can destroy lifetime reputation building in months. True Sigma males build promise insurance, under-promising and over-delivering, building buffer time, having backup plans. When circumstances threaten commitments, they communicate proactively with solutions, not excuses. I committed to Friday, but here are 3 options to ensure you get what you need. 5. Building your reputation as unshakable. Building unshakable reputation requires systematic construction through micro-reliability, stress testing, and strategic positioning. Micro-reliability means honoring every small commitment with precision, calling in 8 minutes when you promised 10, sending emails by 3 p.m. when you promised end of day. David, a CEO, made every micro-commitment sacred. Early arrivals, precise email responses, exact milestone delivery. Investors noticed his projections weren't aspirational, but forecasts. When he projected 6-month product launches, delivery came early. This precision made investors feel their money was uniquely secure. Stress testing means keeping promises when difficult. When David's server failure threatened client delivery, he coordinated 72 hours personally to ensure on-time delivery despite reasonable excuses for delay. That client became his biggest advocate, spreading the story industry-wide. Strategic positioning involves actively shaping reliability perception. Sometimes declining opportunities maintains quality standards. I could take this on, but couldn't deliver at the level maintaining both our reputations. This demonstrates non-negotiable standards and often leads to better opportunities. The result creates trust momentum. As reputation grows, people invest more heavily because they know their investment is secure. They bring bigger opportunities and collaborate openly because involvement with you enhances rather than risks their reputation. Defense protocols protect reliability, buffer time, backup plans, clear communication systems. Sigma males protect reliability through preparation, not perfection. 6. the ultimate test of Sigma integrity. The defining moment arrives when keeping your word could cost everything. Robert, managing a $50 million construction project, discovered structural issues 3 weeks before his committed December 1st completion. Proper repair meant 2-week delays and $1. 4 million penalties that could bankrupt his company. Everyone advised compromise. The temporary fix was legal and safe for years. But Robert's identity was built on one principle: reality conforms to commitments, not vice versa. He chose proper repair, absorbed penalties, and delivered exactly what was promised 2 weeks late. Short-term devastation, $1.4 million penalties, 30 layoffs, 18 months losses. Robert mortgaged his home to keep the company solvent. Long-term transformation. The impressed client recommended 3 larger projects. Industry executives, witnessing integrity over profit, sought him for critical builds. Within 3 years, 400% company growth because clients knew Robert's word meant more than contracts. This illustrates the ultimate paradox. Moments when keeping your word costs most often create most value. Markets reward absolute reliability so significantly that short-term sacrifices become long-term competitive advantages. The test isn't easy promises. It's whether commitment survives when everything else fails. When your word becomes more important than money, convenience, or rational self-interest, you cross from reliable to unshakable. True Sigma. Males understand integrity isn't measured by easy promises kept, but impossible ones honored. These crucible moments don't just test character, they forge it into something unbreakable. Your word is either unbreakable under all circumstances or just another negotiable asset. For Sigma males, there's no middle ground. As we wrap up this deep dive into the unbreakable word of the Sigma male, remember that what we've covered today isn't just information. It's a complete transformation blueprint for how you show up in the world. The 6 principles we've explored represent the difference between men who command genuine respect and those who simply hope for it. The psychology of unbreakable promises, the strategic power of silence before commitment, the compound effect of consistency, understanding the devastating consequences of broken trust, systematically building an unshakable reputation, and passing the ultimate tests of integrity. These aren't just concepts to understand intellectually, they're practices to implement immediately, starting with your very next commitment. Here's the truth that separates official Sigma male from every other channel. We don't just tell you what successful men do, we give you the exact psychological and strategic frameworks they use to achieve extraordinary results. Every Sigma male who has ever dominated his field, commanded respect from peers, and attracted loyalty from others has mastered these principles of unwavering commitment. Your transformation starts the moment you decide that your word will become your most valuable asset. No more casual promises, no more commitments made in moments of enthusiasm, but abandoned when inconvenience arrives. From this moment forward, when you speak, others will know with absolute certainty that your word is your bond. But this is just the beginning. If this video has opened your eyes to the true power of unbreakable commitment, then you need to subscribe to Official Sigma Male right now. We're releasing content that dives deeper into the psychological strategies, social dynamics, and personal development techniques that separate Sigma males from ordinary men. Every video builds on the last, creating a comprehensive system for masculine excellence that you won't find anywhere else. Hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and join the thousands of men who are transforming their lives through authentic Sigma principles. Your future self, the man who commands respect through absolute reliability, is waiting for you to take this first step.